guys, it's Kevin again, and since I just reviewed the Miss Holden the Musical, I thought I'd review another one that I've listened to recently, and this is not one of the ones nominated for Best Picture, but it is one for Best Revival, and the one that I think should get Best Revival, and that is Rodgers and Hammersteins' Cinderella. Now, just from hearing about, I was really looking forward to this, honestly, because if you guys know me, you know there are 3 stars who, once I hear their names, it hooks me right away. Those 3 names are Jeremy Jordan, Aaron Tveit, and in this case, Laura Osnes, who I love. I think she's one of the most beautiful singing voices of all time. She's one of the best women on Broadway. She's one of the best actresses, period. Like, she really should be doing a lot more stuff. Like, Aaron Tveit right now, he's doing the show Graceland. I'd love to see Laura Osnes, and Jeremy Jordan was just on Smash. I'd love to see Laura Osnes do a TV show because she's such a great actress. Granted, she did do Grease, You're the One That I Want, but that was a reality show. But let's just get to the soundtrack, and I'm just going to say right now, I absolutely loved her in this. She is so, so good, and I think it's great. Now, one of the things that's different about this, though, and Laura Osnes said this, is that they kind of create a backstory for the prince. In this one, in the original Rodgers and Hammersteins version of Cinderella, the prince has a mother and a father. But in this one, and you've seen like the Brandy, Whitney Houston, Bernadette Peters version, and Jason Alexander, and I don't know the guy who played the prince, but Prince Christopher, but I don't know who played him. But whoever that was, Whoopi Goldberg and Victor Garber were his parents in that movie. But in this one, both of his parents have died, and and now he has this evil headmaster who kind of wants to take over everything and just make his life miserable. So they kind of made this prince a lot more vulnerable. And it definitely shows on the CD, especially in Me, Who Am I? Starting off with Me, Who Am I?
Me, who am I? The far from perfect guy.
I'm not going to go through each of these songs because I'm sure you guys know them. I mean, it's Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. But Me, Who Am I? Really, that was a cut song, I believe, from South Pacific. They added a few songs into this revival, and I think they all work really well, actually. Even though they weren't in the original version, I do think they work very well. And I think he himself, Santino Fontana, this guy has a major singing voice. Like, he is just amazing in this role. The other person I want to get to is Laura Osnes. Once I heard her sing In My Own Little Corner, which, by the way, I've heard her sing that song before. Why? Because she did a concert, Dream a Little Dream of Me, and I have it on my phone. She did a concert CD, and she did a sneak preview of In My Own Little Corner, and it sounded beautiful. And it sounds even more beautiful here. I mean, just listen to her. I mean, she's the perfect person to play Cinderella. Everyone's always said, I've heard reviews of Laura Osnes, and everyone's always said she has a Disney voice. That's why Grease didn't work out for her. Laura Osnes, yes, she's very tough in, like, Bonnie and Clyde, but she's also very sweet in this, and I love her because of that. I mean, I love her voice because of that, and I love, what she's like, because she's just such a great actress that she can do so much. She's so versatile. Like, in Bonnie and Clyde, she showed this tough side of her. Grease, she showed, the different side of her. But in this one, she shows a much more vulnerable side. She's very sweet. Everybody loves Cinderella. And it's just perfect for her because she has a very Disney voice. I would love to see her do a Disney movie, honestly. I think it'd be great. What do you guys think? Do you think she should be a Disney princess? I think she should be. But honestly, she's too good for that. She should just continue to Broadway. And she should continue with this. And so then we go to the prince is giving a ball. And I gotta say, And they kind of changed it. They added Now Is the Time here, which I think works really well with this. And I really love The Princess Getting a Ball. And I mean, I think it's really great there. But I think that's great. That's always been a great song. But now I want to talk about Victoria Clark. Holy crap, this girl's amazing. Honestly, this woman has an amazing voice. She's perfect for the fairy godmother. And I think it's great the way they do it with Laura Osnes reprising In My Own Little Corner, and then having her, have this whole dialogue.
Gown, I imagine.
Like this.
Beautiful white gown sewn up with pearls and jewels.
And
a tiara of diamonds.
They start talking about it, and we kind of see a different thing with the fairy godmother. The fairy godmother is a woman who Cinderella helps, and she's so kind to her. And when they go into Impossible, I think it was great. I love the version of Impossible. I thought it was really, really good. And I just absolutely love their version of Impossible. I mean, Laura Osnes and Victoria Clark were the perfect people to sing this. I mean, it's just really, really good. I really loved Impossible. I thought they sounded great in that. And I just think they're fantastic. Now we're getting to my favorite song of the whole CD. One of my favorites. 10 Minutes Ago with Laura Osnes and Santino Fontana. Now listen to this.
10 minutes ago, I saw you.
Somebody.
I looked up when you came through the door. My head started.
I'm sorry, someone is sneezing outside. That's why you hear that. But this duet with the two of them, instant chemistry. I can see why they won that Audience Choice Award. The Audience Choice Award for Best On-Screen Duo or something like that. They're perfect in this. They are so good. And 10 Minutes Ago is just so great. And I absolutely love it. I think they're fantastic in it. And they're just really, really good. And I just think it just worked really, really well with 10 Minutes Ago. So then we get into the Stepsisters' Lament.
Why would a fellow want a girl like her, a frail and fluffy beauty? Why can't a fellow ever once prefer a solid girl like me? She's a frothy little bubble with a flimsy kind of charm and with very little trouble.
When I used to go to my talent academy, we actually did a production of Cinderella. It was like a really small thing. We did like a couple skits, and then we did Impossible, and then we finished with the Stepsisters' Lament. And I've always loved this song, and I didn't realize that this one, they made it longer. They have a whole new verse with this, and it's great. And if you guys know Linda, the stage manager from Smash, Ann Harada, she's the stepsister, and I didn't even realize. She's the main stepsister here, and I think she's fantastic here. And I don't even recognize her here, so that's a great thing right there. Then we're getting to, then we go on to The Pursuit.
It was a myth! Impossible, I know. Impossible? More than my heart can bear. A carrot!
The Pursuit is great, and I do think that Zaimol Sojola has a really great voice, and he was great in The Princess Giving a Ball as well, but he's really great in this too. He's very funny, and he's great with Santino Fontana, and I just think it's really great. Now we're getting to probably my favorite song by Laura Osnes in here, When You're Driving Through the Moonlight.
When you're driving through the moonlight on the highway, when you're driving through the moonlight to the dance, you are breathless with a wild anticipation of adventure and excitement and romance. Then at last you see the towers of the palace silhouetted on the sky above the park, and below them is a row of lighted windows.
I love this song. It was one of my favorite songs when I saw the Rodgers and Hammersteins movie with Brandy and Whitney Houston. It was always one of my favorites when I saw it, and I think Laura sounds fantastic on this song, and she's great. So Laura Osnes is just amazing on this track, and then The track after this, A Lovely Night, is also great. It's very fun. And I just really, really love her on this. And then I think the other highlight we're going to talk about is There's Music in You by Victoria Clark. And that's the song that she sings to Cinderella to try to, when she finds out that the prince is trying to give a banquet to the person who fits the shoe. She tries to get Cinderella to come, and I think it was fantastic for Victoria Clark. She sounded beautiful in that song. She was just really, really great in that song. Then we get to Do I Love You Because You're Beautiful with Laura Osnes and Santino Fontana. I've always liked that one. The two of them singing, I think it's great. And then, of course, then we get to, and then it ends with There's Music in You. And we know the rest of the story. And, yeah, so that's pretty much the whole CD. And I just gotta say that even though I didn't really talk about a lot of the tracks, I didn't talk about it because you know the songs. I don't need to play the songs for you. You guys know Rodgers and Hammerstein, I'm sure. I mean, if you guys know Rodgers and Hammerstein, this is traditional Rodgers and Hammerstein music. What's also good about it is that they modernized some of the songs. Like, 10 Minutes Ago sounds very modern and more of, I'm sure it's very different from how it sounded, you know, like in the 1950s. I'm not saying, like, it's modernized as in it sounds like a pop song, but they've got voices who are definitely very different from what Rodgers and Hammerstein's voices would be like. But then you have, like, Fumzil Sanjola, who has the perfect Rodgers and Hammerstein voice. But Santino Fontana and Laura Osnes are just perfect in this. And Victoria Clark and Ann Harada, all of them are just fantastic in this. And I thought they all just did a really good job. And definitely, this is probably, I hope, wins Best Revival. If Laura Osnes doesn't take Best Actress for this, something's really wrong. Because Laura Osnes, she won for the Audience Choice Award. She better win for this. Because, I mean, this is just an amazing soundtrack. She's so great in this, and you really can feel that she's Cinderella and that she's this princess, and she just has such a great Disney voice, and she's very, I don't know, I think a lot of, like, young children, you know, like, in her other musicals, like Bonnie and Clyde and Grease, she wasn't as cute and adorable as she was in this. It kind of reminds me, like, of, you know, again, a Disney thing. It's very Disney, and I really like it. It's not like a bad Disney. Like, a lot of people, when they say it's very Disney, they say it's a negative thing. I think it's a very positive thing with this, because that's where you're supposed to go with this, and I think it's also great they modernized it. So let me know what you guys thought of this CD. Did you really enjoy it? Honestly, I couldn't be happier with it, because I thought Laura Osnes and Santino Fontana sound perfect together, and they're both great. So that's it for my review of the Cinderella CD. And in my next video, I'm going to review another one of the soundtracks. So stay tuned for that. Bye.